What does it look like for a type 9 to be on their path of growth? Today's video is all about the growth path, also known as that growth arrow, and you might even have heard it called the line of integration. All of those things are talking about the same thing, which is that growth path. Where does the 9 go when they are growing? And stay tuned, because after I teach you all about this growth path, I'm going to be sharing 3 growth tips for that Enneagram Type 9. And if you're new here, I'm Hillary, your certified Enneagram life coach, and I love to teach the Enneagram in the simplest and easiest way possible. Before we get started, if you guys don't mind pushing that like button, that is the best way to support my channel, and I'd really appreciate that. All right, so let's dive into being a 9 and what it looks like when they are going towards the healthy side of the 3, which is where they go when growing. What does that look like? 9s become more self-developing and energetic like the healthy 3. They become active in their life, they will become more confident, charismatic, and they will really begin to see their true value. One thing that I really notice in a type 9 is they start to stay awake in their own life. As they are going towards that healthy side of the 3, they're going to find that their energy is increasing and their tendency to have and experience inertia decreases. One big thing for the 9 is they will begin to recognize that they aren't actually invisible. I know sometimes they want to be, but guys, if you are a 9, you're not invisible. We don't want you to stay invisible. And this allows them to show up to their own life and begin to bless others with their full presence. And the last thing I could think of for the 9 is they will begin to assert themselves. And that is really healthy for a 9 when they begin to assert themselves and show up and be who they were meant to be. Okay, so let's move on to the growth tips for that type 9. That first growth tip is watch for how you tend to put other people's agenda before your own. Ask yourself, why do you put yourself last all the time? What is that? What's the why? What's the root of why you tend to put everybody first? It's important for the type 9 to remember their worth and honor their own strengths. That helps them grow. And some of the strengths that I see in a 9, you listen really well, you're non-judgmental, you ask really good questions, you're kind, you're inclusive, you're stable, you're grounded, and your presence matters. I can't tell a 9 enough how much their presence actually matters. It matters that they show up to their own life. The thing that I want the 9 to do is change that default setting. That default setting is automatically assuming everyone is better, everybody's agenda is better, and this causes the 9 to tend to shrink back or want to shrink back, right? And I'm asking you to step forward, to embrace who you are, and to change that default setting. The second growth tip that I have for you Enneagram Type 9s is you are not lazy. I know we get this like stereotypical bad rap that all 9s are lazy, and it's just not true. I think we can look lazy, but actually the problem is it's because we say yes too much. And so what does that look like? You're not lazy. You just might say yes way too much, which causes you to be constantly exerting energy for everybody and everything around you. Another thing a 9 probably does is they actually do way too much all during the day. It's probably not what they should be doing. I know myself, I'm an Enneagram Type 9, and I find myself doing a lot of busy work that keeps me busy, but I'm not actually doing some of the projects I should be doing. And this causes me to feel really tired. And the biggest reason why a 9 is tired a lot is an Enneagram Type 9 is hyper aware of everybody's needs all the time. And what does this do for the 9? It drains their own energy. And I've heard 9s just by existing use way more energy than most people. And it has to do with that hyper awareness that we're always feeling everybody else's feelings. We know what's going on. We could see a look on someone's face and go, oh, what did that mean? We're constantly involved with people, and it's just constantly draining our own battery. I would say the growth tip is to relax more, to have more grace for yourself. It is okay that you watch TV. It is okay that you do some of these activities, as long as you're not numbing out with them, which is a whole nother video for another day. As long as you're using them to recharge, that's okay. I think a lot of times a 9 will do it, but then they'll feel guilty and they'll actually tell themselves or think that they're lazy for doing what they're doing, and it's not true. They're just exhausted from all of the things that they are doing and all of the energy they are putting out there. So it is okay to relax and to give yourself some time off. and recharge. And stop calling yourself lazy or letting other people call you lazy, because it's just not true. And that third growth tip that I have is to practice speaking up. And this one's actually going to be pretty hard for a 9 because we're so used to shrinking back, thinking we're invisible, not saying our own needs, not saying our own wants and desires, right? My advice is going to be to start small. So when somebody asks you, where do you want to go for dinner or lunch or coffee or whatever that is, have an opinion. Ask yourself, where would I like to go? It's actually can be very scary for a 9 to even put their opinion out there. And that's why I'm going to say, start this way, start small. Just start with the little things. And so speak up. Your opinion matters. But I will say sometimes a 9 doesn't have an opinion. That is okay too, right? When you truly don't have an opinion, it's okay. But when you do, when you hear the little voice in your head and it says, oh, I'd love to go to that place, but you don't say anything because the louder voices are talking, my encouragement is to say your opinion. You still might not get to go there, but I don't know, it does something within ourselves when we honor our own voice and our own needs. And yes, you guys know I'm an Enneagram Type 9, and doing this is really hard for me too. It just takes courage to say our own needs and wants. We've literally spent a lifetime pushing them down and ignoring them, and it's time to let them wake up. And honestly, to grow into who we were created to be, we need to find our voice and we need to use our voice. So start small. That's my growth tip. All right, so that's all I have for today. What'd you guys think? I really hope that these 3 growth tips will help you grow, and you will take these into account of your everyday life, and you will remember that your presence matters. You'll remember that your voice matters. You'll remember to speak up and, assert yourself when appropriate and when the time is right. And so it's time to stop being invisible, guys. Let me know which one really stood out to you. Which one are you like, yeah, I think I could do that one. Let me know in the comments below. You guys know I love hearing from you guys. And before we go, I just want to say, if you did get to this point and you're like, gosh, Hillary, I don't even know my Enneagram type, that's okay, because I do offer a Discover You typing session. It's a 1-hour session with me over Zoom, and all that information is down below in the description box. But that's all I have for today, guys. Until next time, bye guys.